Hey there, everyone. That sexy nerd is back again. Oh, actually, you know what? Hold 1 second. Now I'm ready. And, well, we're doing Overanalyzing Avatar, everyone. Yeah, the last episode, he brought up some great points. Again, I love this show, this thing so much right now because he points out a lot of the things that I have missed. And again, as I've said in the other videos, as much as I've watched this show, I don't notice some of the things that he does. So I guess I'm not as observant, and yeah, that's why you never see me doing these breakdowns. I mean, maybe eventually I can learn to do that, but as of right now, I'll just be reacting to them. I think I'm in my element better that way anyway. So, yeah, so this one is, honestly, this is the episode, honestly, that actually got me, like, as soon as I saw this episode, I was hooked on the show. I mean, the first two did set up the story, yes, but this third episode really sealed me in as a fan because it opened up the world, and the explanation of the Avatar, and it's always been such a fascinating exploration into Aang's character and his past lives. It's too bad that in Korra everybody they all got knocked away, but there's so much history there. Let me not spoil and do my own overanalyzing video. Let's just get into the episode. And remember, please like and subscribe if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content. And let's do this thing, y'all.
This is the only episode in the entire series to have its title card displayed on not a white background. Here it's on the rising sun for some unknown reason.
That's weird. Oh, well, think about it. What unknown reason? It's the first real explanation on the Avatar. Something new. It's the dawning of a new day or something. I don't know either, but I'm just speculating. But it does kind of fit. I feel like this is the true beginning of the show.
But it's been 100 years since you've been home. That's why I'm so excited.
Okay,
yes, that's another thing too, actually. That's another thing. It's also where Aang truly grasps the notion that he's 100 years in the future. Think about it. This is the whole time where, the story and the real effectiveness of the fact that he's like the only Avatar to be like essentially time traveled. I mean, yeah.
This has always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Even if Aang believes right now that his people weren't killed, with 100 years passing, it would still be the case that everyone he knows is dead. This is the kind of attitude I'd expect him to have if he put off going to the air temples, so he didn't have to deal with it. But here we can see he's pretty gung-ho.
Air temple, here we come.
Sleep now. Temple later.
You get that demon mouth under control and I'll go anywhere you want. Zuko's ship being smaller than the rest of the ships is a pretty clear analog for his standing within the Fire Nation. That being that they think he sucks and they hate him.
Getting in the way of what, Prince Zuko?
Captain Zhao.
I bet you never noticed Zuko greets Zhao as captain when they first meet. Pay attention, this will be on the test.
Retired General. The Fire Lord's brother and son are welcome guests anytime. What brings you to my harbor?
Our ship is being repaired.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit of damage.
Zhao in this first scene is great. He's soft-spoken and well-spoken, and he has this confidence and self-importance behind every word. Good job by Jason Isaacs, the voice actor for Zhao.
Jason Isaacs?
What? Did we crash or something?
Yes. Right into an Earth Kingdom ship.
An Earth Kingdom ship?
Yeah. Seriously? Jason Isaacs? Harry Potter Jason Isaacs? He does a good English accent. I didn't no idea he can even do an English accent, but, all these British actors can definitely. Jason Isaacs. You literally had a Harry Potter villain in Avatar as well.
You say. That would have been interesting, because we literally never see an Earth Kingdom ship or any sort of naval force in the entire show. Ever. Is there even one? Is this why Zhao starts giving Zuko the third degree? Because he knows he's lying?
Huh.
I just want you to be prepared for what you might see. The Fire Nation is ruthless. They killed my mother.
Already in this episode, you can feel the tonal shift from the first two.
See?
I honestly think we only started with the sleeping bag gag because it's a kid's show, and we need some levity. We're about to get into some pretty heavy shit on
Yes,
episode
we
2.
are.
You don't understand, Katara. The only way to get to an airbender temple is on a flying bison. And I doubt the Fire Nation has any flying bison.
Yeah.
Alright, how did the Fire Nation attack 3 of the 4 air temples?
That's always been a huge question. Like, seriously, it's always been a mystery of how the Fire Nation actually took out all the air temples. It kind of seems like a weird ass feat. The theories go from traitors in the Air Nation to secret Fire Nation ninjas to dragons, and I'm like, I don't know. Either any one of them is plausible, and there's even another explanation that not all the air nomads were killed. That a lot of them were able to escape, and one of them, was able to produce people like what's her name, Asami? No, not Asami. The Ty Lee. Ty Lee. They said that that she people like Ty Lee or that kid who would fly around on his freaking wheelchair. They were they were saying that basically some of the air nomads escaped, and instead of being actual practicing their religion, they actually married and settled down and actually had kids. So it's an interesting theory.
If they had the grapple tanks 100 years ago, that's fine. That works. If they didn't, then dragons? They could have just mountaineered up there, but that probably wouldn't make for a good invasion.
See? That's what I mean.
Sokka, oh my god, what happened to your eyes? How many fingers am I holding up? Sokka!
So, how is your search for the Avatar going?
I always thought that Aro did this on purpose. There's no real other reason to have it in the episode. I think he did it to give Zuko a split second to think about his response.
Oh.
Unless you found some evidence that the Avatar is alive.
Man, Zhao is so good in this first episode. He's such a presence. It sucks he gets downgraded to fire-chucking bozo later on.
Commander Zhao.
The fight with him sucks, though.
They confirmed Prince Zuko had the Avatar in custody.
Jean, after a short stint on Zuko's crew, was then transferred to serve under the command of Commander Zhao, and then immediately backstabbed Zuko to get brownie points with the new CO. Classic Jean.
This place used to be full of monks and lemurs and bison. Now there's just a bunch of weeds.
This has got to be crushing, but Aang finds a way to stay somewhat stoic about it. He's still holding out some level of hope, and that's admirable.
So, this airball game, how do you play?
Good man. This is the first moment of Sokka being an actual friend to Aang.
Yeah.
We get to see grow as the show goes on. Feels good.
It does. Because, remember, they didn't like each other that much at all. Well, Sokka didn't like him. It's like Aang just didn't care about anything.
Aang 7, Sokka 0.
That had to be the only time Aang completely clobbered him off the poles, right? No way Sokka put up with getting flung like 50 feet 7 whole times. Oh, and a little detail here. Aang actually holds up 7 fingers when he announces the score.
Oh, look at that.
There's this whole point I want to make about Fire Nation
Oh,
uniforms,
God.
but I'm going to save it for the book 1 finale. I think it fits better there.
Fine.
This is extremely subtle, but this is the first in a long line of, yeah, that makes sense kind of moments. You're not explicitly told that waterbenders can bend snow, but when they show you, you just say, yeah, that makes sense. This happens over and over and makes the magic system endlessly interesting. It seems like the only limits are someone's skill level and creativity.
But the true secret is in the gooey center.
You really get a feel where Aang gets a lot of his personality from in this Gyatso scene. Some of these lines get a lot cooler knowing that Gyatso and Roku were friends.
Yeah.
I really don't know why they decided to do this, but in this one shot you can see Gyatso doesn't have all his teeth, which makes for a continuity error later.
The
Weird.
key, Sokka, is airbending.
The idea for this door is really cool, and once again makes the world feel lived in. Of course airbenders would make a door that only they could open to get into a sacred place. It's just something someone would have thought of eventually.
12-year-old boy bested you in your firebenders.
Zhao and Iroh have the same teapot. That's cute.
More tea, please.
God, I love Iroh.
Who are all these people? I'm not sure. But it feels like I know them somehow.
Aang just having a general feeling of knowing the past avatars is really cool.
That's Avatar Roku, the avatar before me.
How do you know his name?
I'm not sure. I just know it somehow.
And knowing Roku's name? Perfect. If past lives are confirmed in this world, this scene tells us that we have even less of an understanding of this world than we thought we did. And I, for one, want answers. Okay, so this room is laid out in order, right? With Roku, the last avatar, being the last statue, the one in the center of the spiral? If that's the case, then who the hell is this? That ain't Kyoshi.
You just couldn't get any weirder.
What actually is this sound that gets their attention? Where did that come from?
I think that was just
During
the
the
music.
scene where they're convinced Momo was a firebender, the Fire Nation theme plays subtly in the background.
Hey, look at that.
I still don't think this fools many people the first time, though. It's hard to think Momo was a firebender here.
Yeah.
This shot doesn't make any sense at all. They should be coming out of the giant airbending door and into that long hallway, right? That was the only way into the sanctuary. But here they are chasing Momo into a hallway that doesn't seem to go into the right direction.
Yeah, what the
As
heck?
They have to turn immediately. It is possible that these two shots aren't back to back, and there was a room or two of chasing in between, but it really doesn't seem to be edited that way. Man, what the hell, Aang? That's like highly uncalled for. Aang getting tears in his eyes from the wind is a nice touch as well.
I know it is.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. There are these Jean Wei-Fu imposters all over the place. I know, he's a placeholder. But believe me, there is only one. I'll point him out whenever we see him.
Where's Jean Wei-Fu?
Warships under my command. And you're just a banished prince. No home, no allies. Your own father doesn't even want you.
The relaying of information in this scene is done really well. We didn't know until now that Zuko was banished, and our only questions about him were, why is he so obsessed with Aang, and what's up with the scar?
Really wanted you home. He would have let you return by now. Avatar or no avatar. But in his eyes, you are a failure and a disgrace to the Fire Nation.
It really sucks.
We get a somewhat complete answer of why Zuko is so obsessed, but it's an answer that brings up more questions. Why is this the only way he can return home? Why is he banished? It's good writing.
Yeah.
Prince Zuko, have you forgotten what happened last time you dueled the master?
And the scar isn't the cherry on
Did you
top.
just see that? Oh, that's that good shit.
Firebenders? They were here?
Gyatso is the only airbender skeleton in this room, and there are like at least 10 Fire Nation soldiers dead in here too. Gyatso obviously didn't share Aang's view that all life is sacred. Gyatso fucked these guys up.
Yeah!
Usually that shot comes back. Why did they not give him all his teeth in this one shot?
I know.
But then his skeleton has a perfect set.
There you
I
go.
feel like it's just easier to give him teeth. We know at this point that Aang can trigger this form when he's in great danger, but now we also know that it can come in a time where he's emotionally overwhelmed as well. Super cool and important for later. In this mural of Earth avatars, you can see Kyoshi on the right, even before she's introduced in the next episode.
Whoa!
Oh yeah? You think this situation is sad? Well, here's the saddest part, and I bet you never even realized it.
Oh, boy.
Aang just blew up that entire building they were in, and Gyatso's skeleton is untouched, meaning Aang protected him, even in the Avatar state.
Oh! Oh!
This will be
There he is!
Everything about this fight is sweet. The colors, the music, the meaning, the
It's
art,
so
everything that is besides the fight.
Yeah.
The fight sucks. It doesn't have the dynamic framing that
I always thought this fight kind of sucked.
feature fights have, and it really, really suffers when they reuse animations.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh, come on. This move by Zuko,
Come on!
it doesn't have the dynamic framing that feature fights have, and it really, really suffers when they reuse animations.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh, come on. This move by Zuko is really cool, but unfortunately it is followed by more repeated animations, which really steals the energy of the scene for me.
Really? Wow.
Do it!
It's capped off by this, though. Here, just for a second, you forget it's a kid's show.
Yeah.
You can believe he did it. That's awesome. It's also important, in my opinion, that Zuko wins this fight. We just saw him lose to Aang, and if we see him get beaten again by someone else, and so soon, it would definitely steal some of the threat that our main antagonist imposes. Alright, I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant for this one. This moment right here sets a tone.
It
Look
does.
at Iroh. He comes in as the mentor to save the day, but it's not some anime teleport this fight. We just saw is really cool. The art, everything that is, meaning Aang protected him, even in the Avatar state. Man. Everything about
John!
this fight is sweet. The colors, the music, the meaning, the art.
Yeah,
everything
but
that
it
is
sucks.
Besides the fight. This
Yeah.
fight sucks. It doesn't have the dynamic framing that feature fights have, and it really, really suffers when they reuse animations. It's like, ugh, come on. This move by Zuko is really cool, but unfortunately it is followed by more repeated animations, which really steals the energy of the scene for me.
I get it.
Do it!
It's capped off by this, though. Here, just for a second, you forget it's a kid's show. You can believe he did it. That's awesome. It's
I know.
also important, in my opinion, that Zuko wins this fight.
You know, I can't wait to show you guys when I finally do the reactions for this show, because like I've said, I'm going to do it with my mother and my nephew, and I can't wait to watch it. I want to see the reactions when Zuko looks like he kills that guy. You know, when it looks like he kills Zhao.
We just saw him lose to Aang, and if we see him get beaten again by someone else, and so soon, it would definitely steal some of the threat that our main antagonist imposes. Alright, I'm going to go on a bit of a rant for this one. This moment right here sets a tone. Look at Iroh. He comes in as the mentor to save the day, but it's not some anime teleports behind you shit. He's down in an athletic martial arts stance. It's not that he's more powerful, it's that he's more skilled. They could have had Iroh just suddenly appear there, looking stern, standing stark, straight up, catching Zhao's foot like you'd see in any other action animation. But no, they had him do this, and it sets the tone perfectly.
So this is how the great Commander Zhao acts in defeat?
Disgraceful.
And he can talk the talk, too.
Did you really mean that, Uncle?
Of course. I told you ginseng tea is my favorite.
God, I love Iroh.
I know.
But do you really think they meant to have him say ginseng in this episode? From here on out, it's jasmine tea this, jasmine tea that. But here he says ginseng is his favorite. It's just a little weird. Allow me to just talk about the themes for a sec here. We learn that Zuko is desperate to go back.
You know, it could be the one that Jasmine Tea's the one that he likes to drink the most. But you know, every time he has a special occasion, yeah, it's the ginseng tea.
To a family that doesn't need him. His story is shot in red. We learn that Aang can never go back and wasn't there for a family that desperately needed him. His story is shot in blue. Like, this stuff is on purpose. It's awesome.
It is.
Anyway, back on Avatar Watch 2021. Who the hell is that? That's not Kyoshi either. That's not even the other guy.
I can't talk to you. Maybe.
There's that sound.
What the hell?
Does Momo just make that sound? There's also that theory that Momo was actually a reincarnation of Gyatso, and that it was even planned to be a plot point by the showrunners. But this is my show, and the only wild conspiracy theories I'll be entertaining are my own. Now, onto my 50-point conspiracy theory on how Sozin used dragons to eliminate the Earth Navy permanently, and then promptly killed all of the dragons as well. Point 1. Sozin actually... Alright, that's it for this one. I always love this episode. This episode's crazy good for how early in the season it is. So it was fun making a video about it.
Yeah. See, that honestly... it's great for watching that episode again, and having him overanalyze it. I mean, I feel like he could have pointed out a couple more things, but I don't know. It's just a 20-minute episode, so you know. And again, that one is one of my favorites. I mean, as I said before, the first two did set up the show, but I always loved watching episode 3. Episode 3, because not only does it set up a lot of stuff for the future for Aang, but it also sets up a lot for Zuko. And again, no wonder. I mean, it's really sad to see how I had no idea that Zhao was played by such a great actor. They really should have made him I really wish they made him a long-standing character, but they killed him off in the first season, or not killed him off. They locked him in the fog of lost souls, whatever the hell that thing was from Korra. And yeah, there he went. So yeah, that's really a shame. And then yeah, as he said, like, he just became such a basic villain afterwards, because to be fair, they had 2 other great villains waiting in the wing, Azula and Ozai, but we will get to them later. So with that being said, please like and subscribe if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and I'll see you on the next video.